Alright, we're going to make Sopapilla cheesecake. You need two 16-ounce packages of cream cheese. You need a cup of sugar. You need a teaspoon of vanilla. That's the filling. For the crust, we're going to put a couple of crescent rolls in here. We need some cinnamon and sugar. Half a cup of sugar, a couple of teaspoons of cinnamon. We're going to melt a half stick of butter. Let's put a plate over it. We don't want to get butter all over the microwave. About 30 seconds. I like to keep these guys in the refrigerator as long as possible. They're easier to work with. First thing we're going to do is put the base down. Put this roll down. I guess the first thing we're going to do is spray a little non-stick spray in this pan. Not much. Doesn't take much. While we're at it, let's put the stove or the oven on 350. Get it preheated. You're going to unroll this, lay it in the pan. This part's pretty easy. The whole thing is really ridiculously easy. Next to the carrot cake that we serve on arrival night, this is probably the second most popular dessert at the hunting lodge in New Mexico where I work, where I chef. Alright, so we've spread that crescent roll, one package, out flat in that pan. Our oven's on 350. Now we're going to mix up. Mix up the filling. It's just cream cheese and sugar and vanilla. That's all it is. Turns out really good. The butter and cinnamon sugar mixture are going to go on the top before we put it in the oven. This actually will work out. I probably should leave these out a little longer because they're really not melted or as soft as I really would like. But it's Saturday afternoon, and I decided that we were going to do this now. Get all the goodie off of there. Get it all. Like I say, it's easier to get out of the package and easier to blend if you let it get closer to room temperature. Guess I could do this time lapse, but what's the fun in that? You can watch me fumbling with this cream cheese that's too cold. Yeah, we needed about another hour or so for this to bit softer. It is definitely a little bit stiff. The old knife messed up. Get off the hands. Hands have already been washed, so get the cream cheese off of them. We'll be all right. We need cup sugar. What the heck? Let's get a little more. A little more don't hurt. We need a teaspoon of vanilla. Got it. Close enough. Mexican vanilla blend. It's got a nice flavor for desserts, especially. And of course, we've got the sugar-free sweet iced tea, right? All right, let's blend this up. Like I said, blend a lot easier if you let the cheese stay out a little bit longer, get a little bit closer to room temperature. But like I say, what's the fun in that? Once you get it together a little bit, you can speed her up, and you won't end up wearing too much of it. Let it go for a good bit. Make sure you get all of it. A little bit, let it get off the beers. Scrape it down a little bit. Make sure we're getting all of it. Let's go again for just a little bit. I think we can deal with that. Now we're just going to take our cream cheese and sugar mixture with the vanilla in it and just evenly spread it in the bottom of this dish with the 1 roll of crescent dough in the bottom. Make sure we get it all close to all of it. That's not bad. Alright. Get some of this off my hands. Alright. We're going to spread it out. Dough's going to move around a little bit. Just kind of have to be careful not to get it pulled away from the side too far. You want to try and keep your dough in place pretty much. It's going to expand when it cooks. So, oven is ready. So we can jam this baby in as soon as possible. As soon as we get it all spread out. Just turn this around until you get everything spread out evenly. You've got the dish sprayed with Pam, so the dough wants to slide around a little bit, but you can overcome that just by being kind of careful. And like I said, everything's going to grow a little bit. It's going to expand as it cooks, so if you're not all the way up to the side, it'll get there, believe me. Alright. Let's get the other piece of dough on there. Get in here and let's make sure our butter is melted. What's it looking like in there? Yeah, that's melted enough. That'll work. Just let that kind of swirl around in the warm part. Alright, let's put this crust on. Top crust, top dough. So the ingredients again are, where's the little doodad at here? What'd they do to me? Ah, here we go. Got to figure out how to keep this screen on this camera from going to sleep so I can tell what I'm looking at. Otherwise you don't want to spend 5 minutes looking at my feet. I guarantee it. So I just put it right at the end and just roll it out real easy. I've seen where they talk about putting it on a piece of floured wax paper and all kinds of crazy crap like that. Believe me, this is not a fancy dessert. This is a great tasting dessert. It's great for mornings with coffee. By the time we feed this to the hunters middle of the week, they've already had a dessert every night. And by then they're kind of trying not to go home weighing more than they did when they showed up, so their significant other doesn't think that they've been somewhere besides hunting. I usually tell them just to take a picture of me and they'll understand why they've gained weight. So that's it. I don't get fancy with it. I don't try to lay it out and get it completely flat, because believe me, it's going to expand and going to look great just like that. So next thing we're going to do is throw this away. And my trusty sidekick there, Mr. Bodie. We're going to get a pastry brush. We're going to put some butter on this bad boy, melted butter right there. Give it a little mush it around with this brush. Try not to wear it. Alright, pretty even. Works for me. Now, we're just going to shake some sugar and cinnamon on there. This is our sugar and cinnamon mixture to make the grandkids cinnamon sugar toast. And this works just about as good as anything to get that on there. That's all I'm going to do. I probably don't really do a whole half cup of butter, or I mean a half cup of, that is about a half cup of butter. But I really don't do as much sugar. It says most of your recipes call for a half cup of sugar. That's too much. So I'm probably somewhere around a quarter of a cup, maybe a third of a cup, maybe third cup sugar. Alright, let's put this guy in the oven. We're going to put this guy in here for 30 minutes and then we're going to check it. When we check it, we'll look at the dough on the bottom and the top and we'll determine whether we want to cook it a little longer or not. 30 minutes is usually enough. So, see you in 30. Now, just so you know that we're really cooking here, you can see we got the countdown going. 27:20. It's really in the oven, so it's real cooking, real mixing, real cooking, real cleaning up. So, forgot to tell you that you can cut these Sopapilla cake bars into squares. You can cut them ever how big you want to. You can get about 15 pieces, I think, is what we do at the lodge, if I remember right. It's been a few months since I left there. I left there in December. The season runs September through December. We usually cut, I think, this into 15 pieces, 12 if we've got a couple of them. If we have a big group, we'll cook a couple of these like this size and cut them into 12 each. It's a rich dessert, so you don't have to have a very big piece. They're really good for breakfast. I like to eat them for breakfast. I like to eat them anytime, but if there's a few left from the evening meal, then they're gone at breakfast. They're really great with coffee. And one of the few desserts that's pie cake type dessert that you can cook at 8,000 feet and not have to change anything. You got no worries. This will cook anywhere. The lodge is at 8,000 feet. My cabin across the way was at 8,000 feet, and we made this all the time. It's a no-fail deal. High altitude, or I think I'm about maybe 500 feet above sea level here in Tulsa. So anyway, we'll be back in about 25 minutes to take this out of the oven and let it cool off, show you how it looks. Alright, we are ready to take it out. See what we got. Alright, 30 minutes. And there we go. And that's what she looks like. We'll just let it cool off and then we'll cut it. Take a look at it. Alright. It's cooled off. Let's slice this guy up. Let's just cut one piece. Do like maybe that big. Okay. Well, there you go. Look at that. Looks pretty good. I think that'll work. That'll pass. And you know, Chef K loves paper plates. because I don't like to wash dishes. Alright. Cup of hot coffee. In this case, iced tea. See you next time.